I wanted to do this video to explain in a little bit more detail about Indigo Insight, me, and the bit that is behind it, which is predominantly myself, and how I can help you to make sense of and sort out your world. The reason why I came up with that tagline is because I find a lot of the time that when I'm helping people with, specifically therapy, psychotherapy, the whole concept of psychotherapy is one of exploring helping you to explore about yourself. I like to sort of put this into this kind of little story that I'm going to relate, is that when people are born, there is an element of us as humans that when we are developing for the first 5 years of our lives, things are kind of already mapped out for us. That is like a manual being created. And the day we're born, okay, now this is with my astrology hat on, the day we are born and the hour that we are born in and the minute that we're born in, there has already been a map laid out. Okay, and this is what astrology does. Astrology helps you to understand what you are about and what your future is kind of mapped out for you, as it were, already, from thousands of years of experience and feedback and very, very clever people throughout those thousands of years who have studied, if you like, psychology. It wasn't obviously called that back then, but they were studying effectively the psychology of humans and how the planet alignments and such like mapped out. Now, whether you want to believe this or not is kind of irrelevant, but what we are trying to do at Indigo Insight is help people to understand that there is a manual. Okay, every human is born with a manual. There is a book already laid out, and it says, this is how you behave, this is what you like, this is what you don't like, this is what annoys you, these are the potential problems that you could have, these are the wonderful things that you could have. And unfortunately, throughout today's society, we have so much noise going on, and we have so many preconceived ideas, and we have, unfortunately, and this is where I've come from, this is my background, we have parents who don't understand how all this works. They don't want to believe that any of this hocus pocus stuff is actually valid in today's society or has any bearing at all. And they will then try, if they're not already on this path of whatever it is they feel they need to be on, they are forcing their children to do the same thing. And they don't want to treat children as individuals a lot of the time. This is where all the psychotherapy comes in. And so a lot of the work that I try to do, that I am doing, rather, not trying to do, what I try to do with people is help people to understand the manual that they were born with, the manual that's inside of them. It's all in here. It's all in here. When you learn the manual about yourself, or you learn parts of the manual yourself, you then begin to understand how things sometimes work for you, sometimes don't work for you. And what does tend to happen throughout people's lives is they learn part of the manual. They haven't read the manual that they were given when they were born, but they've experienced some of the manual. It's like they may have read or come across or experienced some of the chapters, and they go, wow, that's amazing. When this happens to me, I feel fantastic. Oh, when this happens to me, I feel really, really bad, and I don't understand why. And then they go, people then go back and they try to re-experience the good times that they have, and they've lost the manual. They've lost that chapter. They've forgotten, And this is what psychotherapy is about. It's about re-establishing your connection with that manual and helping you to learn about yourself. This, in my opinion, is the key to pretty much everything. Now, what we do at Indigo Insight, yes, we do this, the NLP and the psychotherapy, the psychology bit. That's actually quite technical and quite in depth. It's not done in one session, and it's very good at resolving really deep-seated issues, and it's also for resolving not so deep issues, but rather maybe annoying things that you learn about yourself. The tarot card readings, again, guidance, help, insight. This is what it's giving you. Astrology, guidance, help, insight. See where I'm coming from? Meditations, guidance, help, insight. These are all tools to help you to understand yourself. And like any toolbox that anyone's got in their life, any tool, everyone uses tools. Even a knife and fork are tools. Some people prefer a fork, some people prefer a spoon, some people prefer a knife and a spoon, some people prefer just the spoon or just a fork, or maybe they like to use chopsticks. Well, that's because we're different. We are different. Everyone has a different manual, and so everybody has he feels comfortable with a different method about learning about themselves. Now, we offer all of these things as sort of a pick and choose. What do you feel comfortable with? Maybe what if you could have a tarot card reading and it would tell you a little bit about yourself, about your history, about how you're feeling right now, and possibly how you could be feeling next week. What if you had an astrology chart that would give you a really good insight into the manual about you? As a start, I always think that an astrology, having an astrology report, as it were, is a very good start. About understanding yourself. Now, all of these things are just tools. It's like any manual that you have. How in depth you want to read and how much of it you want to take on board and how much of it you want to use is purely down to yourself. And like I've said in previous videos, there's absolutely no point in doing any of this, going down this route, unless you're willing to accept change and that you're willing to have an open mind about the information that you could be receiving about yourself. It's not about what I'm telling you, it's about what's in your manual. If you're willing to read your own manual, that is a great start. That helps me to facilitate and bring that manual to you, as it were, so that you will accept what's in that manual, the good and the bad, the ugly and the beautiful, and guide you through reading that manual in a way that will enhance your life, that in a way that will help you to understand and make sense of your world, because your world is important to you, not anyone else. It doesn't matter what your parents think. It doesn't really matter what your brothers or sisters think, or your relatives or your peers or your friends or your social network. It's all about what is important to you and how you can have more control over you, and that you can learn more about you and how it works and how you can work with other people. And in that way, you have, if you like, the tools at your disposal within you to sort out your world, to sort it out in a way that you want, to sort it out in a way that you feel comfortable, that you feel happy, and that you feel more in control about what's going on. So I hope that's given you an insight, as it were, into the kind of things, you know, that we help you with, and can help you with along the way. And I think it all starts really with, if you like, that first consultation, that first chat, that first whatever that might be, on the phone, via Skype, online, whatever. It doesn't really matter. In person, you know, chat wherever, because it's like going to you know, have your hair done, or it's like going to a therapy, you know, a beauty therapy session, or it's like, going and having your nice car done at a garage. You don't want to go and take it to just any old person. You want that person to to help you to understand how important that is to you, that, you know, you feel good going to them for their services, and feel comfortable and congruent with that person trusting you, and in that two-way flow, as it were. So it takes that first step to that first consultation to make you feel happy that you're going to be, you know, allowing me and us to work together, you know, to get your manual out, to get that manual out and read it, to get that manual out and understand it, explore it, and find the stuff that works for you, and find the stuff that maybe doesn't work for you, and, you know, start there. Anyway, I'm going to stop before I start waffling. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.